My college roommate can remember every conversation she's ever had word for word, and it destroyed her marriage. When Emma told me about her memory on move-in day, I thought she was exaggerating. Then she recited our entire admission interview from 6 months earlier, including my nervous laugh in the dean's coffee order vanilla latte, extra shot she'd mentioned casually. Living with her was fascinating and terrifying, she'd quote promises. You forgot you made, recall every excuse you'd used. You said you'd clean the bathroom after your chemistry exam, she'd say, then add, that was 3 weeks ago. You've had 4 exams since. She tried hiding it after losing friends. People get uncomfortable when you remember their contradictions, their little lies, their forgotten cruelties. By senior year, she'd learned to pretend she forgot things, keeping notebooks of kissable memories to reference. Then she met David, sweet, genuine David, who thought her memory was a gift. He'd propose at places they'd talked about, bring flowers she'd mentioned 11 years ago. You are perfect, he'd say. You'll never forget our anniversaries. She didn't tell him remembering everything meant remembering ex-girl thing. Their first fight happened over bread. You said you didn't like sourdough. Emma mentioned at dinner. David laughed, said he changed his mind, but Emma couldn't let it go. The 15th of February 2019, at Julie's party, you said sourdough was pretentious. It escalated from there. Every argument included receipts, historical records of every slight, every broken promise, every careless word. David would apologize for something, but Emma remembered the last 3 times he'd apologized for the same thing, using the same words. I'm trying to change, he'd plead. You said that on the 8th of March 2021 at 7:43 p.m. and the 2nd of October 2020 at noon. And stop, please. Just stop. But she couldn't. Every sweet nothing he'd said to his ex accidentally recycled. Every time he'd said he was at work, but his stories didn't perfectly align. Not lies, just normal human inconsistency. But Emma's brain didn't distinguish between malicious deception and innocent forgetfulness. She started drinking to blur the memories. Treating work, tried meditation therapy, even looked into surgical options. Doctors said her condition, hyperthemia, was too rare to treat. Learn to live with it, they suggested, like she hadn't been trying for 28 years. The breaking point came at her sister's wedding. David was giving a toast, telling a funny story about Emma, but he got the details wrong. Not maliciously, just the way people misremember things, Emma corrected him in front of 200 guests. Word for word, she recited what actually happened. The room went silent. David's face crumbled. He set down the microphone and walked out. She found him in the parking lot. I can't do this anymore, he said quietly. I feel like I am living with a surveillance camera. Every word I say is evidence. Every mistake is permanent. I can't help it, Emma sobbed. I know, he said. That's the worst part. They divorced last spring. Emma moved back home. Works remotely now. She's stopped correcting people entirely. Just nods when they misremember conversations. But inside her brain still catalogs every word, every pause, every broken promise. Last week she called me crying. I remember every I love you he ever said. The exact tone, the time, the way his voice caught on the third one. But I also remember the last time when he said it out of habit at 8:17 a.m. Already halfway out the door. I wished I knew what to say, but we both knew she'd remember whatever I said forever. So I just stayed on the line, listening to her breathe, knowing she'd remember the silence too.